Hello and welcome back to Stories and Sorceries. Listen to the end of the podcast to hear our shout-outs of today. But when last we left off, yeah, that's right, I'm taking your job. I'm taking it away. You don't get anything.
He took her down.
I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can do that.
He just did.
It's South Park, bro. They're cartoons. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's the original anime.
But when last we left off, the four of you, accompanied by a possible new ally, Ronald, had descended these shafts and found your way into what appears to be the Hornet's Nest, the primary level where all the shit really goes down.
Wait.
Yes.
We didn't clarify this before we started walking. Could I have put the carpet up? Otherwise, I'm carrying a fucking carpet.
I would say the axe-wielding man is carrying the carpet.
Oh, fuck. No, he ain't. I will fucking...
As they did not give you the opportunity to put anything away. But
This ends in no way but violence.
And you heard that right.
the four
I
of
didn't
you,
say non-lethal.
possibly five, are being escorted now, having been apprehended, for lack of a better word, by some of the more skilled fighters in this area. You are now being taken to the quote-unquote boss man, who you can only assume to either be the alchemist or Rolled at this point.
Wait, I thought we were with Rolled.
We are with Rolled.
No, you're not. You're with Ronald.
You said
Yeah,
this,
you
you
said-
said this was Rolled.
You said the new guy that came
No,
in was
it's going
Rolled.
to take you to Rolled.
Yeah.
He's just the messenger.
This is Ronald.
You said put Rolled in front of somebody.
But
I thought I said put
but that
Ronald
sword
in
is a
front of
lie.
somebody.
Oh, that was okay. Ronald was the mini that you gave us. The soldier that walked in, he was just by himself. That's the D6.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
No, because there was two people that walked in. It was this one and that one.
Yeah. And then that other mini next to it is... You haven't gotten a name for the person you just touched, I don't think. Who did you just touch?
I don't fucking know. I
The
touched
shield.
all of-
Yeah. Okay.
this is all we need to know is this is Ronald.
Yes, that's Ronald.
Yes.
You haven't gotten a name for the guy next to Ronald.
That's-
But either way,
Oh,
when
there-
we left off,
Perfect distance for a dragon breath.
you were being escorted through these chasms. And that is where we will pick up as we jump back into the story. What would the four of you like to do?
Well, I'll just start to lay still on my shoulder, just cut the ropes on the front, cut the ropes on the back.
Row?
I'm tied up still.
Oh, on Albion. Oh, okay.
But I still don't put him down. He's just hanging still.
You begin to cut the ropes and you see somebody glance back and they kind of don't try anything. Would be a good idea.
What you want that injured man to do? Fall over dead?
Well, I mean, that's his prerogative. As they continue to march.
Do you hear that? Don't try anything fishy.
I ain't doing shit.
As you walk through this cavern, you do see veins of cobalt. This kind of blue that peeks out through some of the rock. It seems to be recently mined, though not nearly as aggressively as you have seen evidence of higher up. And as you take note of this, a light kind of overtakes the cavern, and it's not lantern light. It's kind of this washed blue that kind of just fills the area with a glow. And you start to see the sources of it. these veins of an unidentified mineral start to run along some of these cracks in the wall, and they get more and more aggressive the deeper you go, sometimes forming crystal chunks that hang from the ceiling or wall, sprout from the ground. And as the wall narrows in for a moment, Eustace, you pass by one of these crystals. Oh, geez. Interesting. In the reflection of it, you see yourself mirrored dozens of times. Fractaline, though oddly enough, each of your reflections are not the same. Some wear different attire, walk in different directions, wear a different hair color, have a longer beard. You recognize the face of all of them, it's clearly you, but as you're passing by, every time you kind of scrutinize it, each of the reflections also kind of scrutinize something before breaking apart again and moving in their own directions. You take note of that, and as you continue to walk, Dreg, you see one of these crystals. Very similar to what Eustace has seen, a fractal reflection of yourself, though each one slightly different. This crystal is a bit different. There is a small chunk of it, slightly chipped away and kind of just floating, just mere centimeters from the surface of the other crystals, almost as though it's begging to be taken.
If I try to take it, am I going to get stabbed from behind?
Nobody is making aggressive actions.
I will attempt to take it.
Okay. You reach out to pluck this small crystal from its nest,
And stab from behind.
and just as you're at the apex of the action, too far along to stop, somebody notices your action, and you can hear a brief shout, "Hey, don't touch!" And at that very moment, your fingertips make contact with the small crystal. And they're immediately forced away as this blue blast just radiates from it. The crystal shatters, and the last thing each of you see in this moment is just the shards fly out in each direction, and a shockwave wash over you.
I fucked up, guys.
A moment
You
passes.
were one level away from evasion.
I'll try to if I can react in time, like shuffle Albion, like
Shield him.
yeah.
Use
You-
it as a shield. Got it.
You see it coming, and you do move yourself in between them, but it seems to move through each of you. It doesn't dissipate as though it were some force impacting you. It just washes through your bodies.
That doesn't
Are
feel
we
good.
becoming the Fantastic Four?
I call Johnny playing.
I guess I'm.
Oh wait, that would have to be you,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Damn it.
I guess that would be the thing.
It moves through
Oh,
you,
Mr. Fantastic.
and then for a moment, everything is dark. A moment passes, and another.
So it's dark.
Like pitch.
Not visibly dark, as in unconscious dark.
Just blew everybody the fuck up.
I would like everybody to roll me a d20, please.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
No modifiers?
No modifiers, straight d20.
Yeah. It's okay.
Twinsies.
What you got, Astrion?
14.
What you got, Dreg?
1.
Awesome. What you got, Albion?
19.
What you got, Eustace?
19.
I did
Alright.
the best guys golf rules.
Albion? Wait, you both rolled 19?
Yep.
Awesome. Eustace, Albion, and the unnamed guide, the one who came second. You all wake up at roughly the same time. Your vision slowly comes back to you. You're groggy and you're coming off of the cavern floor. It seems everybody has been dispersed to some extent, though not very far away from where you were. Some of your compatriots are still unconscious, but
Am I Tana speaking on him?
no, I wouldn't say so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're probably on like his legs, but you're not pinning him down.
He ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dang.
But you're groggy and your vision is in a haze. Give me intelligence checks.
Wow, they did so well at that before.
I did.
No.
I
A-hole.
rolled a natural 8, and I got a plus 0 to that.
I love calling it.
What do you two have?
Rough, buddy.
I got a natural 1.
I got
Okay.
a natural 2. For a 6.
Wow, y'all are so good at this.
For a moment, it seems memories try to find their way in to your cognitive mind, but they fade almost as quickly as they appeared, and it's just a haze.
Amnesia?
No, you remember everything
Oh.
up to this point.
I got a question.
You have your other
Could I have
memories.
used Favored by the Gods on that one?
If you really wanted to, but I'm gonna.
I don't
It's
want
not
to. I just
particularly
wanted- I just wanted-
consequential.
Just wanted to confirm
I would now like you both to roll D100s.
Get that too again.
Away from her.
90.
Oh my gosh, you guys are actually getting superpowers.
5 again.
He can't roll above a 10 on a D100.
I rolled a 5, a 2, and a 5.
Astrion, as you kind of wash the grogginess from your mind and start to inch your way out from underneath Astrion, something slightly different. The belt that you had previously had, it's gone. And it's replaced with another. Slightly more ornate, less wear on it. And it seems to have been purchased relatively recently. Though you can't remember buying anything. Eustace,
It checks out.
something is
Turn into a potted plant.
something is different about you as well. You take a moment to notice it as you are still clad in your armor, but you stand up and you brush your beard and your hand crosses over something. You've got a shoulder cape wrapped around your pauldrons and cuirass, though you didn't have it moments ago.
Guys, we should skill.
No one had a cape.
Guess not.
But the belt. Well, we didn't have a cape, but one of them may have a cape.
They have no weapons now. We win.
This is a Freaky Friday situation, isn't it?
What was it you got, Dreg?
I won.
A 1. So that brings us to you, Astrion, as you are in the next wave of individuals to awaken. Just moments after you three, you do see Astrion nudge at your jostling, Albion, and I would like you to roll me an intelligence check.
All right.
Do we all have like, what's your intelligence?
Plus 0.
11.
11. Vague recollections wash through the haze. It's fuzzy, but you do have memories that seem foreign, though clearly from your perspective. You had been called somewhere, though not by your choice.
Ah.
You can't remember how you got there.
Oh!
We
Audience, y'all are gonna
Chill
get
the
this in
fuck
like
out.
a year.
In like a
He was the only one that from this campaign that went.
Yeah.
But you got to fight,
Well, you're
and that
right.
was fun. And as you kind of shake your head, the memories begin to fade, though you may hold on to them if you wish, as fuzzy as they are. You kind of check yourself, and you do remember something. You had been given potions here, though they were horribly made. The ergonomics of them were just atrocious. A special harness had to have been created just so that they could be used effectively in combat. And as you recall this, you look down and you do in fact have a harness strapped to yourself. Though, what good it would do you with such fine glasswork that you're used to is unknown. I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Hope you roll a freaking one.
I already did that. Ooh, you
Oh, I fucked it up.
he rolled 2 double digits.
Nice.
I was like, you got a
So,
7,090.
so what does 160 give me, Shoal? 63.
63. As you kind of look at this harness, you find something else in a breast pocket of it. It's a small amulet, though it seems mundane. Dreg,
Woohoo!
you are one of the final to awake, as all of you are now washing the grogginess from your faces. Oh, God, fucking again. All of your chaperones, to say the least, have woken up at this point, and they're collecting themselves. Roll me an intelligence check. Dreg.
Bam! 13.
13. You as well have brief recollections. You don't know how you got where you were, though everything was wreathed in fire. Though it wasn't hot to the touch. There were others there, and they looked at you expectantly. But you can't remember what they wanted. Something flew over a mountain range in the distance, and a panic set in. But you can't remember why. I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
95.
95. Looking about yourself with a slight alteration to your jacket that you didn't do.
The audacity.
You have an itch on your calf. You reach down and scratch it. There's something in your boot. You pull it out, and it's a small knife. Ornate and sheathed. Not very useful for combat. Looking at the blade, it is engraved. Do you speak Elven?
Fucking probably not. Oh?
You
I
can't
can-
read the writing, though
I
it
can read
does.
Elven.
It is engraved and is quite beautiful.
So everybody can read it but him.
I chose the weird shit, man. I got Loxodon,
Dreg.
Giant, Celestial.
Dreg, you also hear a rustling and squeaks. Something coming from your bag.
Oh no, my box! I forgot.
Do you check?
Yes?
She now actually has 5 tails.
Well, I'll tell you what she doesn't. She doesn't have any memories of what the fuck just happened with a 1. But you kind of panic for a moment and you dig into your bag and you find Kit. She's quite different. She seems unmolested. Everything is fine.
Phrasing, bro.
Have you never heard that phrase?
No.
You fucking closeted bastard.
No, I have, but it's just like the stigma, you know?
Stigma? Is that like the implication? But she is quite different in a way. Piercings, gold, adorn her ears. A 3-ringed neck adornment. And her fur has been combed.
I
Her
have a Pokemon.
her tail, her claws have been painted in like gold leaf, and her tail has been braided. Where it was just quite fluffy and unkempt, it's now been braided to mimic that of 4 other tails.
Sick.
She looks as though someone has pampered and lavished her for some time, though you cannot recall doing so.
She's nearly at half power.
I'm gonna get to the waifu now.
Don't think that's where this
Still
is
an
going.
animal, Bryn.
Ah, God damn, I thought she transformed.
Go on. I know you can do it.
Somebody
Turn
call
into a
Harry
cat
Potter.
girl.
Fox girl.
Anyway,
But with this anomaly settled and nobody rolling particularly high on their intelligence checks, you all begin to collect yourselves. With the group slightly dispersed, is there anything you would like to do?
you said the amulet seems,
Mundane?
yeah.
Yes.
I put on the amulet. I'll check it out later.
You guys just see used to spinning, trying to look at the cloak behind him.
What the hell
Good
just
work.
happened?
Ow. Reggie,
Yeah.
you speak Elvish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I wouldn't know it's Elvish, but I would. I know it's Elvish. I just can't speak it.
What's your intelligence?
Fucking 1?
Okay, so it's not a 10.
Well,
it's,
no.
It's a 12, right?
Well, no, it's 12.
Okay, yeah, you recognize it as Elvish.
Hey, can you read this real quick? I don't know where I got it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take a look at it.
Takes you a moment for your eyes to adjust. But this small knife reads, "To my one and only love, I wish to be with you forever."
They're not saying Mildred.
It was Milton.
Wow, you just took
You
someone's
said you don't know where you got this?
No, what does it say?
Well, I mean, from the looks of it, it seems like this was like a wedding gift from like a groom to a bride, maybe bride to a groom. I don't know. It was definitely something given to a special someone by another
You
person.
still haven't told me what it says.
It says to my one and only love.
Oh,
Yeah. So like,
okay, cool.
yeah.
I don't know what it means.
I mean, that's just what it means. It was obviously a gift for someone. So,
Why would you just touch a glowing rock?
Why
oh,
would
you don't know
not?
my brother too well.
It was calling to me. So
He
I
has
touched
like
it.
a touch first, ask questions later kind of deal.
That's...
Oh,
But is
hey,
it?
nobody seems.
Jasper,
Nobody
how long were
seems
we
that
out?
hurt, right?
The individual poses the question, and the armor-clad escort who joined you later replies, who you've now understood is Jasper. 45 seconds. And counting.
We're still out?
No, you were still out. You were out for 45 seconds.
And why is it still counting?
Because you're not moving, I guess. You'd have to ask Jasper.
I was.
Oh, I thought you were asking
No,
me.
I was asking Jasper.
Wait, will this man counting his unconsciousness?
That's Dr. Stone.
Yeah, Stone dog.
Some keen mind shit. He always knows what time it is.
Dude, he must have like a 30 intelligence, man. Just
Nope, just a really good feat.
Anyways, we should get back in line. Got a schedule to keep.
Okay.
I'm glad you're agreeing to be captured again.
So does this belt feel like my other belt felt? Like,
How did your
because
other belt feel?
well, I mean, it was a attuned belt, so I would assume that I would know and feel the attunement to it. You know,
the fuck with your other belt?
the dragonhide belt.
Oh,
Plus
I
one.
imagined that as like a girdle, like kind of like a belly warmer kind of thing.
But he was still attuned to it.
Oh, so it wasn't that got.
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
This is just a different.
like an actual belt.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
I just, my bad. I assumed your pants had belts.
Gotcha.
Rope tie.
My black belt.
He's not... Rope tie.
That's just a different kind of belt.
Now it's a robe tie.
Yeah, that was all the questions I had, so I'm good.
And you all just
Continue escorting us to our fucking death. Fine.
To our doom.
While we're walking, I'll just slap
Reggie.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah, Wedgie 3 more times. I'm sorry, G, you go ahead.
No, you're all right.
How much does that give me? Oh, he's got to roll for it.
Yeah, he's just patting you on the shoulder, giving you a good rubbing.
As we're walking, I'm just gonna like take the cape off and kind of look at it as we're walking forward.
Okay.
14.
It's a hempen shoulder cape. Nothing special. Seems to have been sewn to weather harsh climates. Keep the wind out of your neck.
I'll attach it back.
If nobody has anything they'd like to attempt, then we will.
I did want to look at the crystals and see if I noticed any change in.
You look at the crystals again, as you do have a few opportunities, as some of these outcroppings are larger than the others, and you see much the same thing. Give me a perception check.
Peter Pan, goddamn knife. I don't know what to do with this shit.
I want to favor by the gods that roll.
What a waste.
Bro, nat 1 on that.
It's still a waste.
I refuse to have a 1!
No, nat 1.
Natural 19 for 24.
With a 24, you do manage to notice that in amongst these fractal reflections, one of them seems to just be in the vicinity of this crystal that's reflecting this image. And they're looking around themselves as if wondering where something might have gone. They're touching at their neck and clasps on their armor, confused. And then they kind of rub their eyes as if removing some sort of haze or grogginess.
Did we lose anything?
Some of your things are different.
Spells? I believe something's
Someone's got
a little different.
Wait, does that mean I lost the belt of giant strength?
No, I didn't. You didn't lose anything. It's just some of your things are different.
Well, I was just wondering because that dude lost his cape. I didn't know if some of our stuff went to someone else too.
Oh, look at my axe.
These crystals are a little different than they were before. After you touched it.
I got a shiny new belt. I just noticed that.
I have a shiny new fox.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got a shiny.
You hold Kit up kind of like the long cat. She's just draped there.
So
Does Leo look different? Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead, JD. I interrupted you again.
no. Go ahead, Trenton.
Does Leo look the same? Or
The axe looks
okay,
also unmolested.
nice.
I'll just say that multiple times. That way y'all can just get used to it.
I've heard it before. I'm fine.
All right, you go ahead, JD.
Phrasing, John David. Phrasing.
It's funny when John David reprimands John David.
That's John Davidception right there, buddy.
Fellas, these crystals, what I saw in them moments before is different now. I got a new cape and I look in the reflection and everybody's just looking around for looking like they're missing something.
Does Kit seem more tame than before?
Kit does seem slightly calmer around people, but it seems to be the same Kit.
So why
So
don't, you,
beautiful.
why don't
Put it
y'all
back.
take a look in the crystals
Back in the
and
bag.
see if y'all see anything?
Okay, I'll glance at him as we're walking by.
Yeah, we were told not to touch them specifically because some of them exploded. And if you don't mind, I'd like to not go through that again.
You mean like this?
Do you attempt to touch one?
No.
Please touch
I wasn't gonna
Just
touch it, man. I was just looking.
You look, and much to the similarity of what others have seen before you, it seems to reflect off more than just the exterior surface. You peer into it, and there are more reflections in every facet of this crystal. Just thousands of other yous, but with your passive perception, you are capable of telling that some of them have differences.
Guys, there's a whole bunch of tiny me's trapped in here.
Kind of as you speak that, all of the ones that have kind of just been moving past it kind of also look at the crystal and scrutinize before looking back. And you see their mouth move.
I don't know, man. This place is kind of weird.
See, I told you. What do you look at, Dre?
Is there? Did you see a bunch of tiny me's trapped in there?
I saw a bunch of tiny me's, as in myself.
Huh.
Hey, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, we're walking and talking, man.
We're always walking and talking.
But a few more moments pass, and this spider web of blue crystalline veins,
Oh God, the temptation.
it never decreases in volume. Occasionally, sometimes large slabs of the wall are this crystal, and you can see just all of you walking past it, reflected innumerable times. But each reflection has a minor difference, some nearly indistinguishable.
As we're continuing to walk, with my passive perception, let me notice that Astrion has 2 fancy new potions on his belt.
Astrion does not have 2 fancy new potions. Astrion has a fancy potion harness.
Oh, I thought you said there was a potion in it.
Potionless.
No, I mentioned the potions that he could recall and how they were super fucky and not ergonomic at all.
Never
Stop
mind.
making up shit, Reggie.
Pause. You did say you used both your potions, correct? I almost 100% recall that conversation.
I thought
on
he still
Discord.
had one.
I thought he used them both.
Maybe. I can't remember.
I want to say I used one, but if you want to say you use both,
Easy enough. Paracall the fuckery simply didn't take the potion. Weird potion harness. The goal here was to not give any of you anything that actually did something.
I'm just trying to get it,
Going back in.
above 16 health over here.
I mean, you had like a 45-second break. That should have healed you a little bit. I'm just saying.
But you continue on. It's not long before these caves open up into a larger chasm with a large central pillar that goes up to meet the ceiling. This ceiling, roughly 20 feet high. This is a much larger opening. It has multiple exits carved out of it, and does anyone here have proficiency in masonry tools?
I think you've asked this before. I don't think he does.
Oh, you don't?
It's not down there in tools.
Smith's tools.
Yeah, he has Smith tools, which is,
Adjacent.
comparable.
We know next time.
It's
get
pretty
masonry tools.
obvious at the very least, even to the untrained eye, that most of this area has been hewn out more recently than the others, and you, Dreg, can tell that it's not on your map.
That motherfucker gave me an incomplete map.
But within this room, you do see a handful of people. There are a few individuals around the outside perimeter, kind of posted at some of the entrances, and they all kind of laser in on this large group of people being marched in before noticing that they're already apprehended, so to say, and they kind of just wave it away. But something else you do see around this central pillar, there are desks, vials, and phylacteries, writing tables and papers scattered all about, and there is a robed individual. He looks fairly young, but with large bags under his eyes. I would say you, Albion, can definitely tell that he's a little wild-eyed, kind of looking through all of his papers, and shadowing him just over his shoulder is a taller, well put together, a bit salt and pepper in the hair individual with what seems to be custom-made leather armor with a dagger and shamshir on his hip. All of his clothing seems to be purpose-built and well-made, especially the boots and any bit of clothing, as far as you two are concerned. The fairness of his jawline and the mild point to his ears betray a elvish ancestry, though clearly not full-blooded. And as he shadows this person, you can see him kind of bring his hand up to his chin and scratch every now and then before asking a muffled question and being retorted with a frantic hand motion and just a bunch of listen as he tries to make sense of some of the things that this individual is talking about before he kind of perks his head up and turns to see the gaggle of individuals being brought to him. He taps the robed individual and kind of gives him a wait motion as he meets you halfway. These are unfamiliar faces. Who are they? He asks, and one answers, they're intruders that somebody, they look back at the large axe-wielding individual, didn't get rid of, and they say that they needed to come talk to you because there's been a big misunderstanding or something like that, and they want to know what's up, and I'm curious too. You see him kind of cock an eyebrow at this, and you also see the robed individual kind of stand up straight and look back. What do you mean? What do you mean a misunderstanding?
Dude, is this a guy coke addict?
That's what I was just about to say, man. This is on fucking coke.
I don't think there's been any misunderstanding. You see all of this, and he gestures that the cavern is extraordinarily volatile. We can't have anyone in the mine. You see, if it blows up, the mines will collapse. Dead, everybody, thousands of millions dead. You can't get them out. Just leave.
There's not a million people in here.
You don't understand. Listen.
The guy with the high Christmas scroll. Talk.
Now, settle down there, fella.
I'm perfectly settled.
Oh, okay.
He's just
He's got a fucking whiteboard
All
up
right.
here with strings everywhere.
So,
Cause and effect.
what exactly is it are you down here doing to prevent this big catastrophe?
I'm studying. You see, it's in my head. I've got the big brain. I understand. You see, I'm close. I'm gonna get it. I just gotta figure it out. Once I figure it out, I can form a ring. I can make a spell, or I can figure something out to just neutralize it. I'm almost there.
Well, we don't want to disturb you. We just want to make sure that everything is okay down here. Do you mind if we just hang out and just keep to ourselves over here and just make sure y'all don't fuck shit up?
I don't think they need.
Have you touched anything?
I have not, but somebody may have.
Who?
Well, who's to say?
How close were you all?
I mean, really, you know.
Have you been contaminated? Anything weird happen?
As well as we all got.
I got this belt.
I got a.
No.
God
Gotta,
damn it, Eustace.
You've got to go, or you've got to be quarantined.
Listen,
You see, things have happened, things you can't understand.
Why isn't it one or the other? If we go, then we're infecting other people.
It's not an infection. It's
Then why are we being
an
quarantined?
event, because you're either going to help me figure it out, because I'm going to have to study you, or if you don't like that, you need to do the responsible thing and just get as far away as you can.
okay, listen to me. I think we can all come to an understanding here. The only reason we're down here is because none of the townspeople know anything about what's going on in here.
They couldn't understand.
That's fine.
I tried to tell them, they wouldn't listen. I found it all down here. It's been here forever.
Okay, that's great. Now you have a large force of people, right? Down here, at least medium size. Okay. You can get someone who's more well-versed at speaking to go address the townspeople, tell them, listen, there is something dangerous in the mines that we are trying to prevent from hurting anyone. Now, if you could please...
I tried that. I sent a letter
Stay
up.
out.
I sent a letter up to the people on the first layer before. I told the
Yeah, but
letter.
you're
it
entrusting a
it
bunch of
explained
grunts.
that if they stayed here, then like anything could happen. Things could catch on fire. Houses could burn, and just all kinds of bad things if they stayed here.
Houses
Sir,
burn.
that,
You see, everybody needs to get out of the mine.
that letter never made it
Yes.
to the townspeople.
Right, that's
But
what we're
also
saying. If I think as long as you and your people here explain to the townspeople what's going on, then our job here is done. And then we can leave and be out of your hair.
But I can't leave. If I
Okay,
leave,
you yourself don't have to leave. You just need to make sure whoever you're sending out there gets that message
the man
to the
who's
people.
come to meet you halfway.
Why
just
don't
kinda,
we do that?
He holds up a hand for a moment. He turns and he walks towards the frazzled, robed individual and kind of takes him by the shoulder and walks over to the desk. And you can hear them.
Here, buddy, take a Xanax. Calm down a little bit.
You can hear them
Take
murmuring
some Narcan.
amongst each other.
Christ.
And they stay there for a few minutes. You can see there's body language. The frazzled individual who you can only assume to be the
Coked out of his
alchemist.
mind. Like, that's what he is.
He's been fucking smashing them crystals up into a fine powder, baby.
Yeah.
Talk about traveling the multiverse, son.
There's 50 of me.
But he seems to have he's trying to bring it in, but it's exploding from him. The body language is outlandish, and despite speaking in hushed tones, it's all very frantic. And the other man, who you can assume to be rolled at this point, as everybody kind of looks to him for any kind of signal or do we kill him moments. He seems more patient than you might have expected with this individual. Before he comes away and he walks back to the group and he kind of rubs his eyes. Okay. So, is it you 5, you 4? You look familiar. I think I brought you here. As he points, as he looks to Ronald.
Of course, he should know him. He's a son.
Cannon.
Ronald
My
kind
cannon.
of shakes his head. He says, "Yeah, you brought me here, boss. It was, yeah. So those 4." He looks to you 4 again and kind of takes stock before he sends all but the unnamed individual away. Or, well, they have been named at this point. They are Jasper. He sends all but Jasper away to retake their positions to continue whatever routes they were on. And he looks at you all and notices that you're fairly fucked up. Jasper, can you
Bell?
can you take care of him? He looks through like he's been through it. Jasper kind of takes stock of you. Yeah. And he reaches into his cloak and he produces a large blood red liquid in a vial and hands it to you and says, "That ought to get you somewhere."
No, I appreciate that. See, making steps in the right direction. Drink it.
All right.
Make a wisdom
My
save.
tablet is upside down. No wisdom save. Oh, did it stop?
Yeah.
No, that it did.
Sir, I appreciate that, and I'll give.
Hold
you
on.
gold.
No, shut up.
This man's just trying to be broke.
Yeah,
Listen, so my friend back there, he claims he stumbled on something extraordinarily dangerous. And he says that it could answer a lot of questions. But, you see, something he doesn't handle very well is unknown variables. Now, he's explained to me that he did go and speak to these townfolk, but none of them were particularly interested in having their dailies disrupted. So they wanted to keep mining. They agreed that they would stay to the upper 2 levels, but according to him, picks and detonations have a way of reverberating down here and messing with these crystals. When they shatter, weird things happen. When they're touched, weird things happen to the people that touch them. So he'd much rather everybody just stay away. And nobody seemed particularly interested in that. Ergo, you're here now.
I have a question. Is it wise for him to be sampling the product?
I'm not well versed enough to have any authority on what he does, but I've known him for a long time. And
Has he always acted like this?
it's gotten worse recently.
So he probably shouldn't be down here anymore.
Well, it's a lack of sleep thing. You see, he has a way of running himself ragged, but it's almost always for a good purpose. Now, you see, I trust him. And I'm of the opinion that you should take his advice and just leave. Now, if you want to continue this farce and you leave here and you go and you talk to the townsfolk, I can almost guarantee what they're going to tell you. As I talked to them as I went through, they're going to tell you that they couldn't have that. Now, I believe one of you mentioned things already burning.
Well, actually, that was somebody setting a fire to a place.
Why would they set a fire?
It was your guys up in the top floor. That's why the townsfolk thought that you guys were taking over the mine and keeping them out for your own benefit, because your top guys ran out, set 2 houses on fire, and told people to just stay the fuck out.
Which 2 people?
Is some farmer guy, and then some other dude that was kind of well off. I'm not sure.
No,
what he
the
did.
ones that caught the houses on fire.
Oh, I
It was
couldn't.
one of the 5 people.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was one of
top
those 5
entrance.
in the entrance, or 2 of those 5.
Well, I think I might know what happened there. You see, one of them is illiterate. So if he was the one that got the letter, then he very well may have just misinterpreted it and didn't want to tell anybody in lieu of looking like an idiot.
I just know what happened with that. I asked questions and I got some information. So one of them fellas did exactly what you said and misinterpreted the letter, and they set the wrong house on fire. And so they went and set the correct house on fire and burned them both down. And one of the houses belonged to the log, the
lumber guy.
Yeah,
But I think what he's saying is they weren't supposed to really catch any houses on fire. That what the letter was saying, that if they mess around in the mine, anything could happen, like something catching on fire. And he took that as y'all need to go catch something on fire, right? So I think there's been a huge miscommunication here, and I think it would just do y'all well and the townsfolk well if there was just a better line of communication through this.
well, Albion, I think we got to the bottom of it. I mean,
You regained 26 hit points after drinking that potion.
we could just go back and just tell the town, and if they just don't like it, well, they just have to deal until it's safe. Because, I mean, what's the point of them going to work if they're just going to kill themselves?
Well, I think they might have been fine with this situation until those guys came out and set their house on fire, or some of the people's houses on fire. So I think if we can clear the air on that, I think the townspeople will probably leave y'all alone until
How much
you're
are they
ready.
paying you?
They're not paying us anything.
Oh, so you're good to just leave.
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
I don't see why we should even give him a reason.
Well, I mean, just for the sake of.
For the sake of what? It's not. This has nothing to do with us.
Well, yeah, no.
There's
but
no
we're
one.
just,
There's
you
no
know.
one in danger besides this crazy quack over here.
Well, I mean, no, but we were gonna get that.
Who said that?
We were gonna
He
get
goes
that
over
one
to one of the
guy
crystals.
to-
Was it you?
we were gonna try to get the guy that lived here to enchant some of our stuff, and I
It's
feel
this
like
guy. You want him enchanting shit?
it wasn't the
Oh,
alchemist.
so you came here looking for him?
Well, we don't know. We came here looking for a guy that's good at enchanting things, and then we got into town, and they were like, "Oh, this crazy guy took over the mine. Now he's setting shit on fire."
And we were told one of the hostages was the enchanter.
So we were just like, "Well, that can't be good," and we decided to come try to handle the situation for him.
Huh. Well, yes. This would be the person you're looking for.
Oh, well,
See?
that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. A few things. He chuckles to himself. A few things you need to understand about Wilhelm. He's quite good at the whole enchanting process. However, as far as like actual magic, he never really had a knack for it. Alchemy, he's fairly good at, and you can see he dedicates himself pretty wholeheartedly to it. But due to his lack of talent in other areas, he never was awarded any official titles, mostly due to him being removed from many of the campuses he's been to.
Is this guy related to Smitty?
Hey, did they leave my carpet?
Yes.
I bitched out.
He's like, I have to go stab
Everything
the
that they had of yours has just kind of been deposited onto the floor.
Fucking bitches.
But now, I'm sure that he'd be willing to come to some kind of agreement. What is it exactly that you've come here to have modified, or what were you after when you came here?
Fuck if I know.
Oh, I'm gonna kind of show him my raps. It's like I was just looking to get these enchanted.
I'll point to the armor and axe.
All right, can you? Well, I suppose the specifics would be for him. Maybe we can work something out here. I can get him to do a job for y'all, but I think in lieu of that, he'd prefer you all just fuck off.
I think if you can give me your word that y'all are not in here doing anything purposefully destructive, and you can vouch for him, and he can help
he
us out.
wholeheartedly intends on finding a way to remove, destroy, deactivate, whatever he wants to call it with these crystals. He's convinced that they're catastrophically dangerous.
Well, I mean, I
They
don't know
just
about
look
y'all,
pretty
but
to me.
That's good enough for me.
I'm fine with it. I'm ready to get out of this damn cave and see the sun.
You craving that photosynthesis?
I have a longing I can't explain.
I'm assuming that he's looking as notes again, the alchemist dude.
Yeah, he's moving around from desk to station to crystal, just taking notes. You do see that he does have a pair of tongs, and as he shuffles some papers around, you do see that there are shards on one desk, and occasionally he'll put on these heavy rubber gloves and grab the tongs and inch towards one of them and pick it up with the tongs before moving it into a glass vial, and he'll like put it over top of a burner and catch it and then watch it. And then he
High
just
school
stays
science.
perfectly still. Like he doesn't move a muscle. And about 10 seconds into the burn, as you're watching it, it does kind of crackle and just fills the entire vial with this kind of blue light. And as it leaves, there is no crystal. There's no residue. It seems as if it's no longer in existence.
It's killing the multiverses.
He leans in before beating on his forehead for a second and thinking before going back to the papers.
Is there anything around the room that I noticed that's like interesting, out of place besides like these crystals?
Can you be a little bit more descript?
I don't know. I just wanted to know if there was anything that didn't look like it should belong here. Is there a goddamn effigy in this fucking cavern?
Come to think of it, you look down.
You can't see anything that looks as though it wouldn't belong here. Like,
Besides the alchemist? Yeah.
you wouldn't normally expect to see any kind of instruments of science in a mine, especially not this deep down. But there are a few objects on the surrounding that seem to burble slightly, and you can watch the dust in the air when it passes over them. It kind of lifts and moves past.
Is it possible I can do an Arcana check on these crystals?
The crystals?
Yeah, or what he's doing more or less with the crystal.
Sure. What is it you are attempting to ascertain?
I'm just trying to figure out what his way of thinking is and what he's doing with it. Considering what happened when he touched it and the reaction, what kind of thing is he trying to do with his experimentation?
Wow.
That would be quite hard to ascertain just by watching, but you can attempt to understand some of the processes. Go for it.
Yeah, nope. That one.
Awesome.
Super.
I'm sorry, it was on a 7, so 10.
A 10. You can't
Bad
tell much
lighting.
of what he is doing, but something you do notice, every time he interacts with the crystal, he never touches it with anything organic. It's always with tongs or some kind of stone tool.
Here, let me hit this crystal, man.
He never uses any kind of fabric or cloth or leather or anything of the such, and he certainly makes an effort to never let it touch him.
Drag,
What?
maybe not touch another one.
No, don't. Stop pointing fingers.
You said this out loud?
Fuck.
Unfortunately, I did.
You hear that, or he hears that, and he shoots up for a moment before turning around and taking off his gloves and rushing towards you. You touched it? It was you?
God, that super
Come here,
sniff.
come here, come with me. And he moves towards you, Drake.
Oh God.
He reaches and grabs your chest and your shoulder and starts to lead you somewhere. Do you resist?
No, sure, let's go.
He grabs you and leads you towards one of the desks, and on one of it there is a larger portion of crystal that's been kind of sat on a stand. And he said, look into that. Look, what do you see?
What do I see?
How closely do you look into it?
Fucking
Do you scrutinize it?
as much as I can, I guess.
All right.
Without blinking.
Have a staring contest with this crystal.
I will win.
I just imagine your head pokes over it and you're just
You move close to this crystal and look in, and you see something a bit different than what you saw last time. Your reflection is mirrored on the surface, though there are no other reflections within the crystal.
Oh shit, I annihilated all of the dregs. Fuck.
I am the Ulta Drag.
What do you see?
My reflection?
How many?
One?
You only see one.
Yeah, I saw more before.
His eyes kind of widen for a moment. I have to look at my notes. And he runs away.
Oh no!
He runs away for a moment.
You're welcome, Drag.
I am a size experiment.
Do you attempt to rejoin the group?
No, stay with the fucking crystal.
Okay.
Yes, I don't want to touch it.
What'd you see, Drag?
I'm not with the group.
Oh, I couldn't
You can
open
holler
it.
to him. Yeah. You see him looking into a crystal, like
Yeah,
he's still within eye line.
Yeah. What do you see, Greg? Greg?
Oh, I see myself.
Wait. You mean just one?
Yeah.
I mean, how many?
You only got one
You
tiny
hear,
you trapped
you hear
in
a
there?
bang on a table, and he shoot. Did anyone else touch a crystal?
I did not touch a crystal.
Come here!
I said I did not.
He runs over you and drags you over to drag. What? Tell me what you see.
I look in.
You see your reflection mirrored innumerable times.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4.
I absorb
I see a
the
whole
other drags.
bunch. I see a lot of me's. There's a bunch of tiny me's trapped in here.
I'll run up there.
Hey, stay back!
He just force pushes you.
I just back up slowly. Hands up.
Gotta figure. Come with me, and he grabs you again. Drag.
I said I did not touch the crystal, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, I just didn't know. You seemed very excited.
Stay there.
Okay, I'm staying
there.
right here.
Don't move.
Okay.
Can I look in it?
No! And he grabs you, Drag, and takes you to one of the far sides of this cavern. There is a circle drawn on the floor with several seemingly arcane runes on it. Stand in the center of that.
That sounds like a trap. Okay.
Stand it! You stand in it, and he opens up a book and starts flipping through and starts to mutter to himself. And as he does, the runes and the circle kind of start to alight and slowly fill, forming a circle, like lighting the entirety of the circle. Do you stay within it the entire time?
Sure.
He finishes muttering, and you kind of feel this pressure hit your shoulders. Almost like the gravity in your area had increased slightly. And he comes away and he's looking at you. You can see there's a glint in his eyes, slightly.
Powder under
And
his
he grabs you again, Drag,
So white.
and takes you back, and comes back and grabs you, Albion, and takes you to the circle, and attempts to repeat the process. Do you allow it?
Yeah. You told me not to move.
The process finishes, and you're all just watching this with Rold standing in front of you. Yes.
With eyes of the wounds, can I tell what the wound or symbols talk about?
From this distance, since they are on the floor, you don't really see them. You just kind of see squiggles.
Offer yourself as tribute. You can go see it.
Yeah. I tried.
But after this process completes on you, Albion, he kind of looks even more confused than he was before. I don't need more information. I need to figure out what's going. Come with me, and he grabs you again. And as he drags you to a different area, he looks back at you, Drake. Look at the crystal again!
I look at the crystal again.
Okay, you continue to only see yourself.
It's just me.
He goes back to you, Albion, and he has you. And he goes over to a door carved into the wall. It seems to be an area where none of this crystal-like structure has made it to. He opens the door and kind of ushers you in.
Not creepy at all. Get in my cocaine dungeon now.
When he opens the door, you do see that it is just
Man, if you're gonna ask me to put on lotion, this is where I draw the line, dude.
it's just a stone-hewn room with just the one door.
So it's a dungeon?
No, it's just one room.
I reluctantly walk in,
Okay.
side-eyeing shit.
You walk in, and he looks back and kind of frantically gives you moment hand signs before coming back to you, Dreg, and he looks around, and you see he opens up a box, and in that box there is another small crystal on a small brass stand, and he reaches for it and then stops, and then he goes and gets the tongs and he
You
picks
want
it
me
up.
to grab it?
No! And he leaves. He comes into the room with you, Albion, and he has this small stone, and he puts it down in the middle of the room, and he says, "Wait," and then he leaves the room and closes the door behind you. And you're a small slide opens on the door. Touch it, and he closes the slide.
I'd be like, but you said not.
Can I?
I'm gonna look around. This is a completely sealed room.
It doesn't seem to have any exit outside of the door. You all do see him just lock Albion in a room.
Can I look in the crystal now?
Okay. All right.
Are you asking him? He's all the way on the other side.
Yeah, hollering that. I'm hollering it out.
No!
I'm gonna sit down in crisscross applesauce right in front of this crystal. I'm just gonna, okay.
Just touch it.
Don't kill all the tiny me's. I'm gonna reach out slowly. I'm gonna touch it.
You get millimeters away from the crystal, and this small blue arc reaches towards your finger just as you poke it, and there is this wave that radiates over you a second time. And before everything fades, you do hear "Ah!" and then nothing. You come back and give me a d20 check, an intelligence check.
12. Keep rolling like garbage.
Vague images and moments flash as you're somewhere you've never seen. It seems like you're in the middle of an ocean on a piece of driftwood.
You're on the Titanic, homie.
There's nothing around you. The horizon is flat. The ocean is dead calm, and the sky is some mix between a sunset red and a storm gray. You seem exhausted as you drag yourself onto this piece of driftwood and kind of sit up. You spit out some seawater and look around. And at that moment, a shadow, massive, passes underneath you. And then you're back. Give me a... Well, it doesn't matter because you're the only one who went out, so... A few moments have passed before you're conscious again and you wipe the grogginess from your eyes. And the only thing you see in this room, every remnant of that crystal is gone. But you do take a moment to look around, and you do see a little slit in the door with eyes just peering at you. And as soon as you start to move, you hear as these locks undo, and he throws the door open and comes in and grabs you again, hurrying you off the floor. Come on! And he drags you back to Drake. Look at you! Look at it!
Okay. I'll look into it.
There, with the drag, you would expect to see both of your reflections. Though you only see your own. And it seems to be a perfect mirror of you looking into the crystal.
All the other tiny me's went away. It's just one normal me.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Tell me.
I've got to figure... I'm trying.
Can I look in it now?
Why do you... We needed more people like you in the academy. And he comes and he gets you. And he tells you to look into the crystal.
Did y'all look into the crystal?
Much similar to what you had seen previously. There's just a countless number of yourselves.
Assimilated all together. All
Right, everything's normal.
You see all of them like I see all of them, right?
Yeah,
Where are they looking?
all around. Some of them peering back, some of them looking other ways.
They don't all ever look at you?
No, not yet.
Oh, they all looked at me earlier when I started talking.
Keep looking. Do you...
Did they all look at me earlier? I don't remember.
I believe everyone who has looked into them have had them all look back at one point.
Oh.
I think you told me that some of them were peering at me and then some were peering
Yeah,
at
you
other
said
ways.
his were looking separate ways.
I'm almost certain that when he left, I told him as he's dragging away, he sees all of them kind of converge.
Yeah, you did say that as I was walking away. Yeah, I'll keep looking.
Okay.
What
you
you
keep
want me to look
looking
for?
another few seconds before all of the commotion kind of standardizes in one fluid strip as all of them kind of once again look as if they're also looking at a reflective surface.
Whoosh, they're all looking at me now.
They're all looking at me now.
And then they all look away as as Willem is trying to make sense of it all. He just is frantically, go back to your friends, go back. I've gotta figure it out. What did you want?
Honestly, man, we were just trying to get some stuff enchanted, and we were gonna kind of get out of your hair.
I'll enchant something for you.
Just one thing each.
Sure, but after that you all have to leave.
You want me to touch it?
Deal.
You want me to touch another rock? This is what happens if you do it twice.
You see his eyes go wide for a moment.
I love that idea.
Do I have? And he starts looking around.
Do I get an extra enchantment if I touch it twice?
He comes back with one of the little shards in the tongs. And he grabs you by the shoulder and starts to lead you off to that room.
Back in a minute.
It's actually not that bad in there.
He puts the small crystal down in the room and says, "Wait!" before he closes the door in here. A little slit opens. Touch it. Okay.
I palm that shit.
You, no hesitation, no scrutiny. You just grab it. Roll me a d20.
Hold on, Kit.
Actually, not a d20 percentile.
We're going for a ride.
Oh, you brought Kit with you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll roll percentile for her too.
52.
52.
Kit's dead.
Kit's not dead. That's actually kind of funny.
Oh my god.
No, it is not a fucking fox.
God damn it!
I'm not giving you an NPC to babysit. With a 52, the crystal does explode on contact with you, though it is not preceded by any wave of energy as it was last time. Instead, it literally just explodes.
Oh,
I need a deck save.
God damn it.
One level away from
I can't
evasion.
see you, so I can't help you.
The thigh.
Wait. I get advantage.
Oh yeah, it's barbarian.
Natural 20.
Oh nice.
Yeah. So 27.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as this crystal explodes and you react just in time to shield yourself. Small shards flick past your hand, your neck, and cheek. And as they shatter on the walls, you see they break apart and kind of suspend in the air for a moment before each broken piece kind of accelerates and breaks again until there's nothing left of them.
Oh, fireworks show. Got it.
You hear it. And the door opens. What happened?
It went boom. And then the little pieces went boom.
What does it
I love how I hate NPCs and I end up loving them.
You do feel a jolt and a jostle in your bag.
Oh shit, Kit. You okay?
You reach into your bag, and as you produce this fox, you had another! As he starts to just freak out.
That's the fox.
We've got to do it again. Put the fox away. We've got to do it again. Too many variables. We need less.
Does she
we
look
need,
the same?
She does not look the same.
Oh, God damn it.
One of her eyes seems to have changed color.
I was gonna say blind.
Slightly.
I was like, poor kid.
Where they were a kind of brown, one of her eyes is now a bright kind of icy blue.
Oh, that's pretty.
Dope.
What this may mean, you're unaware, but you're used to Kit kind of squirming or like darting her eyes around her ears, twitching constantly as she takes in the surroundings. But as you kind of hold her up and look at her, she's looking right back at you.
Hey, girl.
Her head kind of just twitches to one side.
I like your new eye. It's pretty.
Her eyes kind of cross, trying to look.
What? Do you understand me?
She
What
nods.
the fuck?
Nice. She's gained sentience.
She got like a plus 20 intelligence now.
Rolled a 100.
Nice.
You want to go with Uncle Albion real quick while I go boom again?
You see, again, you've got her in kind of the long cat position, so she can't really shrug, but you see her front paws just kind of bounce as if to shrug.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Reggie.
Yeah.
Can you hold Kit real quick?
Oh, come here, Kitsy Bitsy.
She looks different now than she did 5 minutes ago, than more than she did 10 minutes ago.
Wait a minute. You guys just said Albion and then Wedgie. Imposters!
But as you kind of shuffle Kit away, he drags you back into the room.
Go back in!
Now with a different shard and puts it down and locks you in again with the same command of just touch it.
I'm about to take more damage.
You grab this one too.
Bam!
Roll percentile.
Might as well.
100. Drag gains sentience.
So close. 6. It was double 0, but it was a 6.
Okay.
I'm a player.
You touch it, and for a moment you think nothing's happened as you open your hand and it's gone.
I can teleport things.
But then you move your hand, and images of your hand follow behind.
Oh, God.
Before
Whoa!
eventually rejoining. You kind of turn your head to look back, and you drag. You can see the slit where Wilhelm is watching, and his eyes are cocked, and he's viewing you with extreme surprise. You go to stand and try to speak, but it's distorted as if you're speaking 1,000 times.
I just get access to the Speed Force.
You got frame by frame, bro.
You start to walk towards him as it drags behind, and then all of a sudden you gain a splitting headache as you look back, and every image of yourself just accelerates towards you at an unbelievable rate, and when they all converge, you take 15 psychic damage.
Oh, that's not bad. That face, I thought you were going to KO me again.
Well, I rolled 3 5s on a d6.
On AD6, you rolled 3 5s. That's
Well, they were d6, but they were all 5. As this happens, hundreds of images flash through your mind. They're clear and vivid. You hear voices, you see scenery. Some you recognize, some you don't. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can make sense of any of it.
19.
19. You see a moment. It seems to be an old memory, relatively. It seems to be something that you've done before. You're in a sandy cave with some of your friends around you, and there's a small Fabergé egg. You think this, and then all of a sudden your hand that was reaching for it stops. And you kind of feel the idea of what was that. You see
Butterfly effect, guys. I'm sorry.
You see a moment where you're surrounded by stands, high wooden walls, and a faceless individual. You can't make sense of them. It seems as if they're there, but not at the same time. You look to one side and you can see nearby rosters kind of cut into it, like a dugout, like a baseball dugout. Astrion, Albion, and Eustace are all there, and they seem to be rooting for you. You feel the hype of a crowd of 1,000 cheers. But then that image is gone, and you know that you haven't seen anything like that. And then you're back. The migraine still just thrumming in your head. You're... The door opens up, and Wilhelm rushes in and grabs you by the shoulder. What happened? What? Tell me what happened. Everything. Tell me. What was that?
Bro, you know what acid is? It's like that.
Come with me. And he drags you back and
not so fast.
takes you back to the crystal. Look in.
I look in the crystal.
As you look in, you see a reflection of yourself, and then there's a distortion, and another one appears, and another one, and another one, before thousands, millions, innumerable of them reappear.
A lot of me just appeared one at a time.
They're back. But what does it mean? And he starts to go back to his papers. But then he stops, and he kind of... You can see him just attempting to center himself.
One big lie. It's all good.
And he rubs his eyes, and he turns around. I'm sorry. It's just been really stressful. Okay. I said I would enchant something for you. Like, who needs what? Like, I don't know if you've helped me or if you've led me to an early grave, but I feel like something's happened here.
I feel like that if anything, you led us to an early grave because we jumped in the room and had us touch crystals.
You volunteered.
I kind of did. But this pole arm, can you make it better?
Probably.
Better. Stronger.
Deposit
More powerful.
deposit on table, and he points to one of the more cleared tables. He looks at you.
Yeah, I got these hand wrap, and see, I got this thing I do, and I'll jab, and ice will form out. You know, like I was hoping you could make these hand wraps add to that.
I can try.
All right, and I'll take them off and set them on the enchanting table.
It's very clear at this point that his demeanor has changed drastically.
Yeah, it's high war off. It's fine.
He looks to the other two of you. What about you?
I wouldn't mind my armor to be easily taken off and put back on.
Okay, I can do that.
And possibly connected to Leo. And I'll point at the X. That says Leo in giant.
How do you mean connected?
Can you do like a fucking Dorman hammer where it just comes to you?
I'll toss the axe, just like not throw it, but just toss it to the ground like 5 feet away from me.
Sure.
Call it back. We'll just.
Oh, it does it already.
I want that, but I can summon the armor through the axe.
I can probably do that, but that would take a while.
Just do the armor off on thing.
Yeah, that one's relatively easy. What about you? Do you want anything?
Well, honestly,
I'll take Kit back.
honestly, the only thing I really have is this here amulet of my devotion. I don't know if there's anything you can really do with it. I got bamboozled by someone sold it to
Dirty
me.
motherfucker out of Trade Town.
So it's just like a regular amulet,
Mundane, yes, sir.
and you want it to be like attuned to you spiritually.
Yes.
Okay, I can probably open it up for that. There would be some leg work on your end whenever you feel like it to really make that connection. As I'm not an individual of the cloth.
No, I understand that. I make sure I say my prayers every morning and night.
Before each meal.
So
Word shit.
if that's everything, then it's gonna take maybe a day and a half altogether.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to work around the clock for it. But I'd recommend you stay here. We've got food and stuff. Because like I'm not gonna lie, I've reached a point of bliss right now. And if you leave and this wears off, I can't promise I'll let you back in.
That makes sense. Actually, I had a hankering for a while now. Me and you, buddy, I'm gonna look over at Astrion. We got something to solve.
And that's
And
where
I'll-
we'll end tonight's episode.
Fair enough. That'll work.
Cliffhanger, cliffhanger.
Yeah. All right, audience.
What?
Thank you so much for joining us
What?
in this episode. We love you all. Make sure that you're joining our Discord, joining our Twitch, joining our
You seem
Twitter,
really confused
joining
about
all of our stuff everywhere. Stories and Sorceries. Hit us up. And with that being said,
As always, have a wonderful day.
Hey, cool people. Do you like mead, magic, and long walks in the icy tundra? Ever wonder what your sled dogs are thinking about? Why not cap off your night with a frosty tabletop adventure?
You're my mum. You made me out of meat. Meat mother.
Have I done?
Did your grandma die in a lake? I'm sorry, I have to ask.
But it's actually because I bought some boxer shorts from Targets recently. And they forgot to remove the security clip!
In bust we must.
In bust we must, indeed.
Onward? Excuse me, young man.
Careful, I've got a cut bum. Wait, do you have a missing ring finger?
No, I got yours now.
That makes sense.
No.
Fuck this, I'm having a Kingston. I'm getting all sweaty and I need a Kingston.
She is desperate to keep her realm, and she will fight any that would take that away.
Well, grab your Ugg boots and join Reflex Save every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform.